Oh, would you look who it is? What are the odds? Is it against the odds, perhaps? I also said, oh, hi there, wicker bearded friend. Yeah. I'm a bastard. Okay, we got 2 lander with Thalia, Eldrazi Displacer, Flicker Wisp, a Restoration Angel. Could do with a 3rd land. I'm gonna keep Thalia. I'll be honest, if Seth is playing some sort of weird against the odds deck, then perhaps having access to Thalia might make it a lot better. During another 3 drops, we're just going to play a tapped Temple Garden and pass back. There is a land, so we know he's not on Belcher, and he's also played a Glasspool Shore, the Mimic. Oh, is this going to be the Mirror? He says, this is for you, Vince. How dare you? Now, if they Pathos, I feel bad, but, I mean, it did cost them 2 mana on a card, I guess, to exile our Thalia. So it won't be the worst. Thraben Inspector. Arbiter cannot attack into us. We're just going to wisp out the token here so that he can't draw another card. I know how much Seth likes to draw cards, so I'm just going to say no. No attacks. A double block would mean that Thalia would die, and I'd only kill 1 of his bodies. He plays a 4th land, Glimmerpoint Stag. Oh, I do love Glimmerpoint Stag. He's going to flicker his Thraben Inspector? No, going to flicker the Shore. Okay. And then when the Shore comes back, do you get to choose what you want out of it? End of turn. Stag comes back. Ooh, yeah. Oh, so the front end is the Mimic. And then they target the Shore again. And they get another Glimmerpoint Stag on our turn. That's like a Splinter Twin-esque combo. We're going to play Horizon Canopy and we're going to go smashing. In the air for 3. Taking Seth to 17. Seth gets another Glimmerpoint Stag. And now Seth can like loop Glimmerpoint Stags, I guess. It's going to take out my Temple Garden, so I'm going to use it here to make a Restoration Angel. To target my Flicker Wisp. My Wisp is going to leave the battlefield. Comes back. Trigger. Take out one of Seth's planes for a turn. So he took my Temple Garden, I took one of his planes. He plays a Seachrome Coast. Any combat here? No combat. We both get our lands back. Seth goes up to 3 lands. I go up to 1. I will not pay the life. We draw another land. I'm going to attack with my Flicker Wisp in the air to take Seth to 14 if he hasn't got a flash threat. Good. I'm then going to Wisp my Wisp, which is going to come back at end of turn, and Wisp his Seachrome Coast. I could have actually attacked for 6 there if I'd done that properly. Seth plays a Plains, no attacks. So I could have got him for 6 and took him down to 11, which would play a Forest, crack my Canopy, draw a Ghost Quarter, go attacking in the air for 9. There's no Settle the Wreckage here. Play an Eldrazi Displacer. Pass back to Seth, who's now got access to blue mana. So the world is his proverbial oyster here. I'm loving this Glimmerpoint Stag stuff. 9 damage. There's no like double the damage of Elk in the format, is there? Is there some sort of rogue ninjutsu coming that I'm not aware of? Take 9, go to 10. Okay, we took game 1 against Glimmerpoint Stag Twin. God, I wish I had a Containment Priest right now. That'd be so good. That'd shut him down pretty hard. Okay, we've got an 8th of Vial, which is fine. I mean, yeah, I think that's fine. We've also got like a Ghost Quarter as well, which is good if he plays an Arbiter. We're going to go hiding our Ghost Quarter, I think. I'm going to play a Temple Garden and shock myself in the interest of not letting him know we've got a Ghost Quarter. So if he plays an Arbiter next turn, we can Ghost Quarter him off a land. If we play the Ghost Quarter, I might encourage him not to. Founding Conundrum. Draw a card. When a land ends the battle under your control, if that player had another land in the battle under their control this turn, they would turn a land they control to their owner's hand. So that's good against fetch lands. So he is playing blue-white taxes to an extent, and I kind of want to try this tech now. We drew a Canopy, which I'm going to play, and then pass the turn to Seth. The other thing about like leaving our Ghost Quarter in hand is that we can then use it with our Displacer. Another Confounding Conundrum investing. I guess Field of Ruin and our turn after we play the land would be good there. Plains from Seth. Third Inspector from Seth. I already have a land. These only account for opponents. If I path this now, it wouldn't like cause some serious agony. This is pretty good with path though, to be fair. We untap an Upticker 8th of Vial. I'm just going to play a Horizon Canopy and pass the turn. I could cast Eldrazi Displacer here, but I feel like it will just get pathed. 4th land from Seth. Panharmonic. What the actual fuck, Seth? That's so good. That is so good. We don't get attacked for 1. He respects the vial. We tick up our vial. Play a Ghost Quarter. We slam a Gideon here. Pass back to Seth. If he flickers his 3-man Inspector here, he gets 2 whole clues. How am I meant to beat that? How on earth am I meant to beat that? The 3rd confounding conundrum. Don't Field of Ruin me, Seth. Because I think Field of Ruin forces you to go get a land. Winds of Abandon. Oh, I have to go get a land here. I have to go get a land. It doesn't say may. Okay, interesting. So I'm going to have to bounce 3 lands to my hand. Which isn't the worst considering the Vial scenario. Okay. So I'm going to put a Plains into play. That's going to trigger confounding... Oh, no, it doesn't. Because I haven't played a land myself this turn. He needs to double fire that sort of summon Inspector attack. No, it doesn't. We untap. Didn't vial in my creature there because I was too busy getting excited about Winds of Abandon. Let's not tick this up. We drew a Flicker Wisp, which is gas. Play a Thicket now. Make a Knight. And I guess we hold up the Vial activation. He can overload Winds of Abandon next turn, which is scary. So I guess I just hold up the Vial active. If we have... I mean, Flicker Wisp can nullify a Path or a Winds of Abandon activation. I'm going to stop that from being a thing by putting a Flicker Wisp into play and targeting Panharmonicon. Because otherwise, Seth would get to flicker out 2 lands, which would then trigger like 5 lots of Conundrum and would never get anywhere. Sure. I stopped some of the value. I'm happy with that. Tap Seachrome Coast from Seth. Panharmonicon comes back. The 3-man Inspector comes back. He does get 2 clues out. But if he had flickered 2 of our lands, they both return. They both return at the same time. That'd be 2 lands out of the battlefield, and that would trigger the Conundrum, right?
Wow.
The second one would trigger 3 times, would lose 3 lands back to our hand. We're gonna crack a Canopy at end step. I'm gonna dismember the Flicker Wisp. We're gonna untap. We're not gonna tick up our Vial. We're gonna play another land. We're gonna play a Knight of Autumn here off of our Vial, which will destroy the Panharmonicon. We'll then tick up Gideon, just while Settle Mana is not available. And we'll go to combat. And we'll attack for a whole bunch. So this deck looks really fun, but unfortunately it's not going amazing. Oh, okay. We're going to lose Gideon here. That was my bad. We have a second Gideon in hand, and we will also have to bounce 3 lands if we go get a land. I'm going to say no to the Path to Exile. So Seth has basically 1 mana exile to Gideon. That's pretty strong. So we do 5 to him. I guess they would just cast another Gideon, but then the Winds of Abandon is the problem. We'll bounce some lands, but that'll be okay. Let's make a Knight. And then we'll pass the turn to Seth. Seth gets to untap. If he Wind of Abandons our board, we have to go and get 4 lands and bounce all of our lands. 4 lands out of the battlefield will be 4 triggers per one. That'll be 12 triggers. We've put 12 lands back in our hand. But we have an 8th of Island. Can survive it. Crucible of Worlds seems decent, especially with Field of Ruin. This is a very me deck. I might steal some of this tech, for sure. We untap. We do not tick up the Vial. We draw a Restoration Angel, which is great. We're going to make... Well, I guess we're going to Emblem here. We're going to go to combat and start attacking. This is a whole lot of damage against 1 copy of Path to Exile. Okay. I guess we're going to activate our Vial. Say yes. Make a Displacer. We're then going to activate Displacer on our Eldrazi, on our Flicker Wisp. The Wisp comes back. It's going to flicker out a clue, because I just like taking Seth off card draw. It makes me very happy. 9 damage coming in. Does Seth block? No blocks from Seth. He goes to 4. Wisp brings back the clue, but it can't because it's a token. Do we see Winds of Abandon here? Draw a card. He only has 2 cards in hand. If he goes land, Winds of Abandon, we are miles off killing him. Ghost Quarter my Temple Garden. I'm going to say no and not go and find a land. Ghost Quarter out of the bin. Just basically strip mine. If I go find the basic land, I would have to bounce so many. And Seth has seen enough! Thank you, Saffron Olive. I just had to prove. I didn't actually see it with Seth. I just joined a 2-player queue to practice some games before another recording. But I had to prove that I'm the best beard in Magic. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe. The link to the deck list will be in the description below. And there'll be more gameplay with Green, White, Jeff and Taxes coming to the channel, hopefully tomorrow. Ta-ta for now.